What is up, guys? Welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit, and I'm going to be doing the weekly roll call for week 26. I'm going to be going over my picks for tank, damage, and support for week 26, and we're going to dive right into that. This is our new weekly feature we started last week. Had a lot of fun with it. So let's start off. We're going to start off with the tanks, and this week I have from the Shanghai Dragons, Fearless. On point with his Winston all week against the New York Excelsior. Did a great job in the 3-1 victory. His ult usage was fantastic. Did a great job juggling and all the kind of things you want a Winston to do. Did a good amount of damage and stuff on the dives. Worked really well with Fleta while he was playing Winston. Played a little bit of Orisa this week, but it was mostly his Winston that stood out to me. He did a good job of mitigating a lot of the things that New York was trying to do and was a key component in their dives. When they were running dive, he was fantastic at, his using his bubble, just running a great Winston against New York, and was a key to their victory against them. My other tank is going to be from the LA Valiant. I'm going with McGravy. He had a really, really solid weekend playing Sigma. He was fantastic in the match against Houston. One of the big reasons why they won that match, he kept Houston at bay with Sigma, was on point with all of his accretions, had great ult usage, and he did a lot of damage to them. He was doing really good flanks. He was a key in the map 5 win. Right before that really, really big Dragon Blade came out, he was the catalyst in that whole situation. He did really, really well in that match. He did good against Philadelphia too, but even though they lost, he performed really, really well. Did a lot of damage, did a good job of trying to keep the Fusion at bay. It didn't work out as well as it did against the Fusion, but he still played really well. His Sigma has been great all year, and this weekend he was just really on top of his game. He played a little bit of Diva, not too much. It was okay, but mostly this one we're talking about, his Sigma. There was a lot of good tank play this weekend, but he just stood out to me as one of the stars of the weekend, and he continues to get better and better for the Valiant. And this week was just outstanding performance by McGravy. All right, next we're going to move on to the damage dealers. Okay, you guys watch the league. You got to go with Sparkle as one of them. He was unbelievable this weekend on Genji against Washington. He absolutely, literally ripped them to shreds. Stat-wise, he had 2 deadlifts that were over 85%. One was 107% deadlift, where he had 28 kills of the 52 that final blows, 28 final blows of the 52 that were dished out by the Paris Eternal. And the other one, he had 20 over 20 in a 62. So it wasn't as good, but it was phenomenal. He was just unbelievable this weekend. Yeah, he did a lot. It was Washington, but you still can't. An outstanding performance is an outstanding performance, whether the team's bad or not. He had on Numbani, he had 2 5K blades and at least 1 or 2 4K Dragon Blades. 16 per 10 final blows. 16. That's nuts. And just across the board, he was unbelievable stat-wise. He just lit everybody, lit the Washington Justice up, ate him for lunch. Whatever cliche you want to use. If you're an aspiring Genji, watch how this guy plays. Yes, he was enabled a little bit by his team, but you know what? He was on point all weekend. It's exactly what we wanted to see from this guy. He's an unbelievable Genji player. He's an unbelievable DPS player, but this week he was so good playing against Washington that I watched on the replay viewer, just watching from his perspective. It's just the amount of damage and just the value he gets out of blades, out of just dashes, all that kind of things on Genji. He does phenomenal work, and this week was by far one of the best performances anyone I've seen play Genji. He had a 3rd Fleta deadlift, but it was 60%, so I just left that one out because, he had 2 that were above 80, so we talked about those first. But anyway, So on all three of the maps, he basically destroyed the Washington Justice on his own. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, there was some help, but yeah, just absolutely nuts weekend from Sparkle. So he's one of our damage dealer picks. The other one, I'm going in a direction some of you guys are going to question, but I'm going with Dante from the Houston Outlaws. They lost 2 games, but you know what? Without Dante, they would not have been in either one of those games. His Sombra is absolutely annoying and so on point that he keeps them in matches continually. Without Dante, they would be on Boston level bad, in my opinion. He is bringing so much to the table at Sombra. His Genji was decent enough this weekend, and all the other heroes that he's been playing he's been serviceable to above average at, which is what a lot of teams, they don't even have one guy that's above average. Dante did a phenomenal job, and especially on Sombra. Sombra's an annoying character, and just when you get at his level, and he just doesn't do the in and out trying to build ult charge. He gets solo kills. He will take on a duel. Yeah, he knows how to get out and when to go in and all that stuff, but that's important on Sombra. And he is probably the best Sombra player in the league right now. Him and Lip, I would say, are the 2 best. He was also kind of in my considerations, but I have enough dragons going on right now, which we'll get to in a minute. But Dante is my other damage dealer from Houston. Now onto the supports. Back to Shanghai. We have LEEJAEGON. Sure, Brig player, but his Brig, while not being a crazy eliminations artist and all that kind of stuff, is something to watch. He is on point with rally. He knows when to throw the armor packs out to heal guys up. The one thing he does is he keeps his passive up well over 60% of the time, which is phenomenal. He does take the duels, and he usually wins them. He's very on point with all of the things in her kit that you really need to manage and kind of micromanage as a player. He is fantastic at that. His shield downtime is very minimal. He knows how to play corners, knows how to do the things that you need him to do. He knows when to jump in, too, as Brig. He isn't just going out there like GOAT style and just firing in and trying to sustain and getting a couple picks maybe. He goes in and dives out, back out when necessary. He was fantastic against New York. He managed to keep, Fearless and Void up a lot. I was watching a lot of the tape on that. He did a really, really fantastic job of sticking with those guys, making sure his tanks were alive so Fleta and Lip could do their thing. Fantastic job this weekend by LEEJAEGON. And this is our first repeat performer in the other slot. We're going to go with Alarm. This time, though, he was playing a different hero. He was playing Ana. His Ana was absolutely filthy. He was unbelievably great. Nades, which nades are key with Ana. For me, watching these guys, knowing when to offensively use them to, put the anti-heal on the other team, and also the occasions when you want to use them to burst heal on your team and keep your guys alive. He was really good at that. Plus, his eliminations on Ana are absolutely ridiculous. It's a good thing that they don't have headshots on Ana, because he would be at insane levels of eliminations and solo kills and all that kind of stuff. He did a great job. Now, yeah, they played Houston and they played Dallas this week. Or not Houston, I'm sorry. They played the Valiant and they played Dallas, teams that are, not as good as them, that are kind of in the middle. But you know what? He did the things that needed to be done to win. And he keeps Sato alive, which, goddamn, that is just management in and of itself. Not to mention him along with Funny Astro, who's been playing alongside of him now on Brig. The two of them together are great. But he stuck out to me individually this week as one of the best support players. There's a lot of honorable mentions we can go over. There were a lot of guys that did great jobs this week. Karkar for the Vancouver Titans. Fantastic on support. Also, you had guys just playing some incredible stuff. FD God was really good. Fielder was really good. As far as like damage dealers, you had a lot of guys. Just Fleta. I just wanted to stay away from all of the Shanghai players. Also, I thought Hacksaw did a great job this weekend. Just a fantastic weekend altogether. Tank-wise, too, we had some guys. Sada was one of them. I thought he did a great job. I thought Fury played really well. You could even go to, and also Gushway from the Spark played really well. Architect. There was a lot of great play this weekend. But that is my picks for the week on the roll call. Don't forget, guys, to check out this weekend. I got a couple of different videos coming up for you. I have my APAC bracket preview show, and I also have a NA bracket preview show coming up in the next couple of days. We're going to have those up before the tournaments start, get you guys ready to go for those. Otherwise, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for joining me. Everybody out there in YouTube land, thank you very much for all the likes, all the subscribes, all the comments and conversations we've been having. It's been fantastic. Please, if you're new, hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit that alert bell. It'll tell you when we have content coming up. Do stuff 2 to 4 times a week usually. This week we're going to be a little more content heavy because we got tournaments going on. So I like to break those down separately instead of just doing one big mash so we can have a couple of different conversations going on about that. This is Misfit. I am out. Everybody out there, stay safe. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.